If you wanna be my lover.
You gotta get with my friends. So I will say, when I went to one of my work trips, as a bonding ritual, I forced all of the female POs to sing that song with me during karaoke. It was great.
Wow, look at that. Symmetry. You can tell me that story. That was the first one that popped in my head.
You gotta slam.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Black Girl Charmed, a charmed rewatch podcast with two black girls. I am
Look,
your
it's Cosmos. I'm done.
I am your fairly odd co-host Ray, joined by my co-host.
I don't even know what I am. I'm just Pan African.
I was gonna
I'm gonna be
say, what's the female Dr. Umar, and that's just Cheyenne Bryant. And
Cheyenne Bryant.
but I would never do that to you because you can pull up your degrees.
Um, I'm just gonna be the co-host that is along for the ride this episode. No,
Uh,
hello everyone. We missed you.
well,
Well,
at least for this portion of the episode, you can enthusiastically participate. What's on your report?
oh, you want me to start? Ah! So I actually read a lot. I won't. I'll make it quick. I'm not going to spend 25 minutes like some people in this. So I have enthusiastically and sadly finished reading or almost finished reading the Nevermore Bookshop. I only read it when I go on my work trip. So it has taken me about 2 years to finish this series, but it is one of my favorite series. I recommend it all the time. It's very light, it's very funny. I love the storylines that they have. So I have read Pros and Cons, Much Way to Die, and Much Ado About Murder by Stephanie Holmes. I think I have two more books left. And then she introduces a new character for her new series, which I think is almost either done or completely done. I also finished reading Raise the Blood by Nina Campbell. Um, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't one of my favorites. Yeah, I'm kind of mid on it. I feel like I understand where she was going with it. By the time that we got there, I was over it, and then the ending was like landing a plane in turbulence. I was just kind of happy that I made it safely.
What's next
Um,
book?
um, I had a coworker friend recommend me Katie Roberts' Electric Idol. I feel like I've mentioned this before. I'm not a big Katie Roberts fan. I love Hades and Persephone's retelling, and in this series, that was the first book that they had, and I can't think of the name of the book, but I hated it. And she told me that apparently a lot of people hated that book. And it was not well liked. I also don't like a lot of other Katie Roberts books, so it's not just this one. But she asked me to read Electric Idol, and I actually really enjoyed Electric Idol. So kudos to Katie Roberts. Don't know if I'll pick up another book, but it was a good book. And finally, I have just finished Ali Hazelwood's Bride. I have an associate of mine who always recommends this every time I see it. And she says it was like this amazing book. It wasn't bad. And if I had read it
In the height of its.
without the review, without the recommendation, I would have enjoyed it more. Not that I didn't enjoy it a lot, because I am definitely going to pick up the second book. Like I already have it from Libby. It just wasn't as life changing or genre changing as the associate had stated, but it was good. It had nice werewolf tropes. I love a not trope. She should just said it had a not trope, and I'd have been okay with that, and I would have probably given it a higher rating. But I will read the second one. Well, that's all that I've read. I am firmly into Widow's Bay, as you know. I'm actually watching it in live, which does not typically happen, but it is such a refreshing entry into
Mm-hmm.
the horror comedy series, especially watching From every Sunday night too, which I will say I love From. But Widow's Bay is amazing. And I laugh out loud, and I don't typically do that. I might chuckle, but I'm cackling in 35 minutes.
Yeah. What to expect on your trip is my favorite episode this season. I know
Okay.
everybody is talking about the Charlie Chaplin gift, but there's just something about a blackout trope that I love. It's it's just something so funny about that. One scene, and it's not even really a spoiler because hey, it's a blackout trope. You see him in the back seat of a car. The next scene you see, the back door is open and the front door is open, and it's just like, wait, what?
Hot dog falls out on the floor. We were like, where the hell did hot dog?
It's it's honestly such good goofy ass comedy. And Stephen Root, I love him. I've loved him in Barry. Stephen Root has been
Who's
around.
Stephen Root? Is that Wick?
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's getting a bigger presence in the show because he is genuinely so funny.
I feel like Wick is Bobby from Supernatural, but
Yes, yes. That's what it reminds me. Okay, yep. I'm with you.
it's Bobby year 3 into being a hunter.
So I will say, I don't remember if it's the same episode because I think we had to watch a couple at the same time just because of my work travel and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But the episode where she's doing the party and the episode where he stays in the hotel are genuinely. I think the last two are amazing because of Hamish, and you can see Hamish's acting chops in a
Hmm.
way that if you have followed him from the New
The
Adventures of
Adventures
Old
of Old
Christine,
Christine.
you don't like this.
This
Hamish is
isn't
just like,
this isn't new to
ugh.
you. It's true to you.
Right, but it's so good, like the way you kind of see his character just completely evolve from trying to protect his town to be like this old guy and still having comedy like layered in top of his movements and stuff.
Fuck
But
you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
what one watching him in the old hotel, I love a good old hotel creepy trope. It's amazing. And
I
then
know my
poor
hotel
Patricia just
city.
wanting to be nice and loved and genuinely having friends, and they were so mean to her, and I was like, let them motherfuckers drown.
Uh, that switch where it goes from "Hi, we're all having an amazing time" to "Hold up, wait a minute."
The switch to when it panned to the mirror, Mel happened to like his phone had vibrated or something like that, and he had looked down. I was like, oh my god, did you see that? And we had to rewind it, and he was like, what the fuck? And then when she looks at the book and the book is not what we all thought it was,
No.
I was like, oh my god.
When it was just
Um,
like, what's that on her head? I try to tell you, yo, if I'm remembering character actors correctly, that is one of the crackheads or meth heads from Breaking Bad.
oh my gosh.
So it makes perfect sense. She left Albuquerque, went to this quiet New England town, only to be dealing with this shit.
It's good. It's good.
I
I don't think I'm trying to think if I've watched anything new besides that. It's just been the regular anime that I've been watching.
mhm.
And I think that's it. Oh, I am. Got my nose pierced. That's a new thing
Hmm.
since the last time that we met. I am now, and I feel like we've been talking about this now for 2 years, but I am now actively reopening my Etsy shop, which is crazy, which is wild.
That damn
I've come to a
baby.
point. Well, I've come to a point where I go to apply for these events or want to apply for these events, like the one in September. I still haven't applied to because it's asking you for a website, and I don't. I have a social. It asks you for both a website and a social media, and I don't have a website. Which I also feel like, why are you forcing me to have both? So I need to kind of do it. I've taken all the
I guess
pictures,
for
legitimacy purposes.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, I just don't. I don't. I've tried the flat lays. I downloaded Photo Room, and it sucks. I feel like everybody's forcing AI now. And so everything that they have as image generation or flat lays is all AI generated, and it's bad. I'd use it if it was going to be helpful, but it's bad. It's
This
really bad.
makes me sound like a snob, but as a photo producer and an e-commerce photographer, I hate like AI
Same.
because it's always so bad. And then
So
also as an e-commerce manager, I hate it because the customer never knows what they're exactly going to fucking get. So
right,
when they actually do get it, they're going to be mad because
right.
whatever they could have imagined based off of the AI like rendering you provided, they're
It's
never
so
going to be
bad.
the same.
So that template that we had liked, I went
Mm-hmm.
to go save it. I've tried to save it 5 times now. It regenerates into another image and then saves that image. That is nothing like the original image that I want to save. And I've tried it over 2 days. And that's when I was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. I know my strengths and weaknesses. I'm going to hire somebody. So I did do Upwork. Mel had recommended Upwork. I've gotten 5 proposals so far, and they all
Mm-hmm.
have sent me, as a proposal, AI generated images. And even their proposal back to me is fully AI written. Totally understand, again, if you want to use AI to
No,
better help
no, no,
create. No,
no.
wait. To better help create how you're going to speak to me. But when you send me almost a 2 page proposal, and I can clearly tell that this full thing is AI generated because it's if not, but when. Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
This reminds me of a
So,
TikTok I saw this morning where this girl went to a con or whatever with over 20,000 people and
yeah, I
nobody
saw
went to
that.
her table. And I was just like, well, yeah, because all your shit is garbage. So, like,
Which is
there's,
crazy because as somebody who does cons,
you're the first
the
person I
fact
thought
that
of. You literally said on this podcast that the money you made from a con went directly to fucking buying the Nintendo Switch too. So, like,
yeah,
how do, so
right.
you have to have some sort of
You can't be that bad.
originality.
Right. But even if you everybody's like it's because your stuff is 3D printed. And I don't as somebody who does cons, I don't necessarily think that that is the case.
Because if everybody
I
does
think
3D printed, is this how you do the
right.
3D printing?
Right. Her stuff wasn't sanded. Her stuff wasn't original. I think we are well past the dragon eggs and the dragon. There are tons of STL files. Even if you cannot create an STL file yourself, and as somebody who is learning Procreate and spends a lot of money on the artists to get the files that I do have, if all you're doing is buying free files and then trying to make money out of them versus either investing in artists who do this for a living, taking the time to sand them, paint them, and make them your own is crazy. If you're going to sit here and put money, and cons are not cheap. I walk into a con not hoping to even make money, but just to
Break even?
cover my table cost, right? Cover my table cost, and then you get a genuine follow. I have people who come to me and be like, "Oh my god, you told me last year your stuff was going to be up, and I was hoping you would come back because I checked your Etsy and your Etsy still isn't up yet." So that's how you create a following, especially in such a small town. And the fact that you're not even investing in your own work is wild to me. You can't sit here and want people to invest in you if you're not going to do the same thing. I don't expect, especially when somebody's starting out, to know everything, but you also have to want to spend money. I spend tons of money. I think I right now at least spend $100 on people's Patreons to get files that I want. I have paid to have files created for me because I could not find them on the internet. I have paid additional money because I wanted a file, subscribe to that person's Patreon. It wasn't on their Patreon, it was on their Etsy. And then you create relationships with these people, with these artists. So get out of my face. And on top of that, her display was garbage. You know how much money and time that I have spent to create a display that is very
Eye
unique
catching.
and eye-catching to Magic and Mystery Mercantile. And the fact that you just put everything on a table, there's no there's no levels to it to catch the eye, and everything is flat, is like walking into a con of 20, or walking into a market, no, expecting 20,000 people, and you did absolutely nothing. That is a pure reflection on yourself. Pure, I cannot,
And
as somebody who does it, I cannot feel bad for you. I have a closet full of stuff.
yeah, speaking professionally from the other side of it, my in my previous job, my job was to make sure that when you went to the merch booth, you knew what your rights were as a customer. So I need to know where are my customers, where they're looking the most. You look at enough booths, you're like, okay, this is why this is this way, this is why this is that way, and this is why I need my sign that says all sales final is here. This is why this sign regarding contacting customer service is here. And if you don't know how to do that to cover your ass from chargebacks, then you're never going to recoup any losses and you're going to get scammed.
It's, yeah, it's, girl, that was on you. And I feel like I've been doing it. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. And I've gone into events that were not for me. And I barely scooted by making back the money that I spent to enter it, knowing that
But
that event just was not for me. But
that's
girl,
how you learn your audience. That's how you learn
right, right. That,
um,
no.
how to choose events. That's how you
Yeah,
learn. Even if it's not for you, there's at least one person there who's going to
right,
appreciate it in
right.
real
So the
time.
fact that you made nothing that's on you, girl. But I mean, you try better next time, and you live and you learn. You and I have texted you in the middle of thing like, oh my God, this was horrible, or I'm never doing this again, or blah blah blah. So I
It's
mean,
been
it
a
is what it is.
weird
So
week for my profession on the interwebs, I guess. From pet sitting to
yeah,
education.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a pet sitter one this morning. I have to send it to you. It was quite interesting. She was pet sitting for 3 days, and they wanted her and her partner, because it was like somebody needed to be there full time for
Time.
this like cat, and
Hmm.
they wanted her and her partner to sleep in a one-seater pull-out chair with no bedding. After they lied and was like, you could have the bed, and then lock the door so she couldn't enter the bedroom.
And honestly, the times I've done it, my hosts or the pet parents have always been very generous. Only one has been like, your partner can come over if you want to when it's a week or longer stay. Like, if your partner wants to come, you can. It's like, mm, no, you have cameras in your apartment, one and two. No.
No.
Uh, but this is not a TikTok podcast. This is a pop culture podcast. Are you wrapped up on your report?
Um, I believe so. I don't think I have anything else on pop culture.
All right, since you are wrapped up on your report, I will quickly get into mine. I will preface it by saying I deleted a lot because we kept pushing the episode. This kept
I'm
kicking that.
sorry. Work was kicking my ass, and then I got sick.
And then you went away. But
And then yeah.
I've been playing Bernarr. I always enjoy Durand's albums. This is
Ooh.
no different. My favorite songs are Am I Okay? Homesick, and Effort. I would definitely recommend it, but if you just want to listen to a couple right before you listen to the full album, those are my recommendations. As far as TV, it's so funny that we were talking about Widow's Bay and the Burning Tree, because also on Euphoria is a burning tree. Season three is, I'm just here for the vibes. I have no thoughts, just vibes. I will say that you guys have been making me chuckle going back and forth in the comments, my comments, the Black Girl Charms thread comments about whether or not Cassie is a Libra. And the answer was no, definitely not. But she's a Leo, guys. This means nothing to you. It's the Sydney Sweeney character, and would it be hard for you to believe that Sydney Sweeney is a Leo? No. Anyway, regarding From, I'm one episode behind. I watched The Crash.
So I have seen a documentary of the crash. I have not watched the one on Netflix. Mel has watched most of it, and I was like, "How dare you? Why would you
Do this without me.
do this without me?" He's like, "Well, I can watch it again. I was just on. I wasn't really paying attention." And I was like, "You know what?
It's
No,
not the
don't do
same.
that. I'll watch it on my own." So
Yeah,
yes,
I
she's
watched.
she's psychotic. She was psychotic.
I
She's
watched the Mean Girl Murders. Yeah, that's what
I
it's
hate
called.
Mean Girl. I hate that series. It's up there with Snapped.
Yeah, I watched Mean Girl Murders. Did I watch the other one on ooh, I'm not sure. I don't remember. But yeah, that girl. Not just her. It's her whole like no, well not her whole family. I don't know.
I heard her
Her
family was very uh
I mean, this isn't a spoiler. I'm pretty sure you've come across this on TikTok or on
yeah.
Twitter or Threads, but you let your 17-year-old child live with a 20-year-old, and you didn't think that was weird. Honestly, I've been saying this for over 10 years. You guys are the parent. Why are y'all afraid of these fuck ass kids? If y'all don't yoke them
Yes.
up, like, because even in school, these kids are.
The fact
It's
that
not
you're
even
so
just
excited.
because these parents are really like, I'm sorry that Timothy falls asleep in your class. He stays up until 3 o'clock in the morning on his phone. We'll take the phone away from him. How am I supposed to do that?
I will say, as a parent who has taken their phone away from their child, you definitely have to hide it because they will wait till you fall asleep and try to tiptoe into your bedroom and start looking for that shit.
Yes. Like this is no fucking
They're
different than this is no different. This is
crazy.
no different than when moms would take the controller from the game and put that shit in their purse. This is no different than when
I
moms
mean, I will say
take
I was afraid of my mother, so I wasn't looking for nothing.
this
So
is
it was
no
wild to me when my son did that the first time. I got into bed. I was like, "What are you doing?"
like this is no different than your mom taking the back of the cord from the back of the TV and putting that shit in her room. This is the same fucking thing, guys. Why are we afraid? What am I supposed to do? And
I
you know what?
mean,
It
you
starts with her.
know,
It starts with her hiding it in her room. Then she realizes, "Yo, punk ass, go wait till she leave for work to look for that shit and put it back when you come home." And that's why you gotta start taking that shit with you to work. Hello, guys. The lessons have already been taught because you learned them.
as someone, I wouldn't say as someone, but knowing that these kids will murder you over a Nintendo Switch controller, I can see why parents are afraid of you.
That's that's insane. That
There's something in the chicken McNuggets, allegedly. Just joking. Let me not say that. I will get sued.
no, it honestly comes from giving them a magical device that gives them instant gratification, and then trying to get them to practice patience with.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, my 4-year-old is. I don't like completely take it away, is because he loves to read.
Mhm.
And so
See,
he
see,
reads a
see,
lot.
see that's the thingy. That's where your child likes to read. You see that sentence you just said? My child likes to read. I'm more forgiving of a parent when their child likes to read and also has a dependency on a mobile device, because in this day and age it's very hard to not just be dependent on the mobile device.
Yeah.
You got to capture that love for reading
Well,
so
yeah.
quickly,
Very quickly, or it
because
just misses.
exactly. And the problem is a lot of parents miss that part. They miss that fucking part. And if you miss that part, you're fucked for
Hmm.
everything, because
Hmm.
that child will never understand patience. That child will never understand delayed gratification. That child will never understand a lot of shit. But this isn't a Abbott Elementary rewatch podcast. Um, Mackenzie's parents are the absolute worst, and it's harder to tell if psychopaths are born versus created, because had she had a little bit of guidance, this probably wouldn't have happened. But then again, that viral virus is very addictive, and who knows what people will do to get their next high. Anyway, I restarted Rivals season
So,
one. Are you okay?
so I tried to start. I actually tried to start watching Rivals yesterday. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, I've heard about this. I'm not doing anything. Let me watch this."
It's
And I
very
had
boring.
Mason in the room. Luckily, he was doing ABC Mouse. I was not expecting to open up to full butt cheeks,
Mm, yeah. It is
so
a
did not start Rivals.
it is a
So don't say
very
anything. Don't say anything.
it's a very horny,
Okay.
horny show.
I just like David Tennant, so I know nothing about it except David Tennant's in it.
He says a line, you're gonna get the fuck of a lifetime. And the line delivery is, when you create a Dom's voice in your head before you actually know what his voice is supposed to be, that is the voice. The way he
Okay.
says
Okay.
it.
I will
Okay.
watch it when the children are asleep. I learned
Yes.
my lesson.
Yeah, I love how season one ended. Season two
Okay.
A is out, so
Okay.
we'll get
Okay.
to that when we get to that.
Oh, speaking of rivals, you need to watch Heated Rivalry because I actually did watch that and it's so good.
Um, I will get back to you on that. I
When
don't
will you
know,
get back to me on that?
because I feel I'm gonna be very disappointed if if I watch this show and I'm just like, yeah, because everybody has been like heated rivalry for the past 4 months.
As somebody who's read the book and enjoyed the book, and I don't typically like TV show adaptations, I
Hmm.
actually really like this adaptation.
Okay. Um, I will give you that. We'll put it in the notes. We already touched on Widow's Bay. Um, I've loved Matthew since Brothers and Sisters. It's on Hulu if you want to watch.
Okay.
It's Callista Flockhart, Sally
Oh.
Field, yeah, Balthazar Getty, who we'll eventually get to in this season of Charmed, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I actually worked on a Men in Blazers event that Matthew was a guest on, so I feel like me and him kind of know each other without knowing each other.
You and your parasocial relationships.
Because I'm a New Yorker and I've had 11 jobs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm,
um,
mm-hmm.
and lastly, Running Point. It's on Netflix. We recently learned that we got a season three. It's pretty much basketball succession, but make it funny. Um, Eva from Beyond the Gates is on the show as a cheerleader, so it's very funny to see her.
Oh, okay. It's that one. I saw the I saw a TikTok. We're like, oh my god, this is Eva.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And her hair is, she's wearing a different wig, and I'm so happy because Girl, y'all can give Eva another wig. I can't stand her, but that middle part afro wig is give my girl a different look. She can't do nothing else. Alright. Anyway,
I've kind of tapped out of Beyond the Gates, to be honest. I'm waiting for this whole impaler thing to blow over. I don't
re-
care.
spoiler alert, rest in peace to Derek. That was very
Yeah, yeah,
sad.
I know that.
Anyway,
It's crazy. I can keep up with just the TikToks and the GIFs, so I know exactly what's going on. I haven't missed anything.
I follow them on YouTube. I follow them on TikTok. So the tea is always piping hot and instant. Ray Romano joins. He joined last season of Running Point, so it just feels very full circle because
Okay,
Ray Barone was a sports writer, and his character on Running Point is a basketball coach.
okay,
Um,
okay.
it's 20 episodes in total, and it actually leads into this fuck ass episode because Ken Marino pops up as an annoying douchebag in glitter. His name is Al Fleischman in the show, and he is the king of toilets. His toilets are in their stadiums and stadiums all across America. But he is that guy who has a lot of money but still isn't cool. And like I said, he's a douchebag in glitter. He's not part of the full show. He pops up in maybe if there's 20 episodes.
No, I was making that face because I was hoping we would just continue talking about and just avoid the episode altogether. But I know this is
And
a charmed rewatch podcast, so
with that, we are up to season 5, episode 8, A Witch in Time. The original air date is November 10th, 2002. The writer this week is Daniel Cerrone. He's been a story editor since season 3, got his first writing credit in season 4, episode 4, Enter the Demon. And you can find his credits there. Monica and Allison are once again story editors. The director this week is John Beering. His full credits are in season 1, episode 16. Which Prue is it anyway? Lord, Lordy, Lord, Lord. That was such a good
you've
episode.
gone into teacher mode. It's so funny. That's how I know you don't like this episode because you've gone into full teacher mode.
As I said, Ken Marino is back as Miles. His full credits are in last week's episode. Jason Brooks as Bakara, 80 acting credits, including Las Vegas and The Practice. Maurice G. Smith as Driver, 47 acting credits, including Mom and General Hospital. The trivia this week, the title could be a play on the expression a stitch in time saves nine, or it could be a play on the sci-fi novel A Wrinkle in Time. Either way, disrespectful to both. Um, Paige dies for the third time. Phoebe dies for the third time. Piper loses her powers for the 10th time. Phoebe loses her powers for the 8th time. Paige loses her powers for the third time. And oh, so this is for I was like, what is this? This is so funny. So the way that Miles dies in this episode is exactly how Dan's character how Ken's character Dan dies in Grey's Anatomy. Always getting caught in a shootout. There isn't any real music we heard in this episode.
Okay.
What's up?
No, I'm just okay.
The IMDb synopsis is by continually saving the life of her boyfriend, Phoebe opens up a portal from the future, allowing a warlock to pass into the present on a mission from the future from Cole. Sorry, on a mission from future Cole. The DVD synopsis is two of the charmed ones are killed, and the remaining sister must reverse the chain of events when Phoebe inadvertently opens a time tunnel. Time tunnel? Whatever. That provides a pathway for a warlock from the future. And last but not least, our Black Girl Charm synopsis. Sorry. Piper echoes our feelings about Phoebe and Miles' relationship from our last episode, making her disapproval as clear as she interrupts her date, interrupting with groceries. She barely cares about whoever Paige is dry humping on the couch. Undeterred, Phoebe brings Miles upstairs, and while rounding the bases, she gets a premonition of his death. The next morning, she shares the premonition with the family. Uh, Piper and Phoebe save Miles from his fate, but it sets off a butterfly effect. A demon from the future, Bernarr, takes advantage of it. He knows Phoebe will spend 6 months trying to save Miles, which will lead to her own death. Bernarr speeds things up by sending Phoebe and Paige to the upper room. Piper travels back in time to save them. I'm unsure if Phoebe learned anything from this experience, though she said she shouldn't hold on to innocence so tightly. Um, I have notes. The first one is I already have an AKA for the episode, and it
Okay.
is never trust a motherfucking pick me.
That wasn't going to be my AKA, but sure, we'll go with that.
What was your AKA?
Why all the black people died. Where have all the black boys gone?
Piper, don't have me signing with Leo 44 seconds into this damn episode.
Bro, you are mad annoying. Why are you like this?
Paige, so adorable. Just dry humping away on the couch, being like, girl, if you don't mind your damn business and then going right back to it, love to see it.
In the living room, though, you
Honestly,
got magical.
I can see Phoebe doing season one. Phoebe doing this shit. So them hoes have no
Right.
boundaries. They have no boundaries whatsoever. So would we do it? Absolutely the fuck not. Especially not at 8, 9 o'clock at night where everybody's sure to still be up.
I'm all for a rush of danger, but you got your brother-in-law that is a dumbass that just be floating in and out when he feel like it. Y'all have magical beings that float in and out when they feel like it. That grandfather clock be getting blown up all the time. Your foyer windows be getting blown out all the time. I just maybe we just take this to the bedroom just in case. But okay, sure, girl. Go ahead, do you?
Um, This romantic dynamic definitely reminds me of seasons 1 through 3, where Piper is now the stuck up crew. You know, why
Yeah,
all y'all hunching in my house?
yeah, I can see that. Somebody got to be
Phoebe,
the older sister.
Phoebe is Piper with her head over heels about Leo, and
But
Paige
it's
is
so unbelievable. It's
girl. We'll get to it.
okay.
Um, But the difference is it's not it's more fun and relaxed in season 5
Oh, okay, yeah.
versus just like seasons 1 through 3. The banter between between Paige and Piper,
Oh, okay, that fun and
that
relaxed. Yeah.
yeah, that you would never get that in the first couple of
You wouldn't have
seasons.
gotten that from Prue. No, no.
Exactly. That's
Prue
what I'm
had
saying.
rules and boundaries, and y'all were going to align to her rules and boundaries because she was paying the bills in this house.
um Damn, your premonitions are locked into Piper's emotions instead of yours, Phoebe. Um, However, comma, is this a preview of Phoebe's future empath powers? However, considering the show's lack of continuity, I don't think so.
I don't find her premonitions to be believable here. You've known this man for 3 weeks. How do I phrase this? I
There's no
understand that
way
he's
you
an
have
innocent.
that. You have that much of an emotional connection.
Right. I understand that he is an innocent, right? And
Hmm.
that is probably why she got the premonition. But allow me,
Is he innocent?
allow me to create yet another argument for Cole. Was he too not an innocent when he took in the source of all evil to save these ratty ass sisters? And you got yet nary a premonition to know that that woman was trying to take your man and your child. And you can't even say that it. I don't know. I don't know. It just, the lack of continuity bothers me here. because she got yet nary a premonition. This man was having drug dealer sweats.
I feel like that gets easily explained during season 4 with a throwaway line from either the seer or Cole, where they say they have been purposely blocking her premonitions. They've been doing magic on their side to block her premonitions. But also that goes in hand with my why Leo don't never sense when Piper's in danger kind of thing. Because if your love is that strong and that powerful, it should
Right.
break through all magic.
But the seer wasn't even immediately,
Blocking the powers?
not even immediately blocking. She wasn't an immediate force once Cole took into the source. We had this whole time where this man was having active sweats, telling you it's a
Oh, you talking about
migraine,
like
and she's
in season 3 when he got
right. And
injured?
it just the premonitions come and go when they want, and it's a lack of somebody not having a source book, and that irritates me.
You're right. Is Leo the fourth sister? And this is in reference to when he asks about Max. Side note, Max, Miles. We can't do better on these names, people. Um, this is too much for the
Because they're
breakfast
so
table.
not for anybody named Max or Miles, but they're so unforgettable names in a series. You have a Cole and then you have a Max or Miles. I can see why they're kind of like just throwaway
Mm.
names. No offense to anybody named Max or Miles.
No, I did have a thought. Imagine doing all this shit for a motherfucker named Miles. Imagine you do all this shit for Moesha's little brother. You gonna feel good about yourself? This is too much for the breakfast table. Why couldn't you walk him to the door and do this? I understand blocking. I understand it. I get it. This is too much.
And yep, his mother ain't racing better. I would never. I have been in my husband's family for decades. I would never make out in front of his brother or
Yeah, y'all get a good and move on. That's about
yeah,
it. That's about
yeah.
it.
Maybe a caress on the back, but that's about
Yeah.
it. That's all. Yeah, there's no, not the walk of shame, and then y'all continue at the breakfast table, and that would have been so cute if it was in the foyer.
That's what,
It just loses the whimsicalness and the morning afterness of it because you're doing this in front of your brother-in-law and your
your
sisters.
sisters. It feels very lazily shot. Because if I am thinking about the solarium layout correctly, you can see the front door depending on where you're standing or sitting from the solarium. So she very well could have done this at the door
Yeah.
and then come back. But that's more work than they wanted to do. So they had them right on top of each other. Ugh.
Yes.
Um. Anyway, look at Piper and Paige playing off each other and trying to knock some damn sense into Phoebe. What? No,
Why you make that look?
I was just waiting for you to say something.
Oh no, I have nothing about that. I'm okay.
Um.
I'm good.
Also, um, Piper's gonna bring this up in her next fight with Leo because why? Why the fuck would I want to save the man that I don't even like? Why? Why do I need to know? Paige is willing to give up her fucking date. Why you talking about? Oh, where should it go? Yo, why would you want to put our baby in unnecessary danger with a shootout? You selfish asshole.
Cause you know he not gonna come when she go. Maybe that's why.
I love the way black people pronounce vehicle. We always, we always put the in vehicle. There's something so old timey about the in vehicle.
So this scene didn't necessarily bother me when I first watched it, but I rewatched it this morning, and with the next two instances of when we see
Mm-hmm.
a
Mm-hmm.
darker hued character, it now bothers me because why is he the reason that you are late to saving this man? The fact that
That this whole interaction bothers me and has always bothered me from the time it premiered. Because why is he an idiot? You're the one who pulled into a fucking loading zone. Why are you taking it out on him? So, haha.
that part has bothered me. That part has always bothered me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the fact that it is a black person that has pulled it would have bothered that whole you're an idiot would have
Mm-hmm.
bothered me even if it was a white person, but the fact that it was a black person that has now prevented you into saving an innocent when we move it to the next scene and it is a black person that now shoots the innocent is weird.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Um,
Like, why is he the hindrance of you saving this innocent? And I don't think it would have bothered me as much if the only time. Continue.
you care about this man so much that we have to save him, but you can't remember where the restaurant is. Why the fuck are you asking me left or right? This is your date.
I will give that to her because maybe it is the first time that she's going to this restaurant. And also in a tizzy, I do like, oh my God, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh. And it's Phoebe. So I'll let her
And
have that.
this is my legal brain at work, and I apologize in advance, guys. If you want to listen to the Charm Legal podcast, it's starting in January 2028. But everybody heard you scream, Piper. You're printing out on the bullets and the gun. When this eventually goes to trial, how is Daryl not perjuring himself? However, it doesn't even matter anyway because the cops contaminated the scene. That black man's getting off.
Is he? Is he? Is he?
It,
Mm, mm,
is he getting off? No.
mm.
Is he getting
Okay.
as harsh a sentence?
Mm.
Ap-
They gonna
based on
plant
the
drugs.
based on the evidence provided and Daryl perjuring himself, probably not.
They gonna plant something. I don't.
Um, so Cole definitely got fired.
Nah, because that's the penthouse.
Yeah, from a different law firm.
He ain't fire him. That man got magical powers. He ain't get fired. He probably run that. He probably owned a law firm now.
So they do this for 6 fucking months.
Yeah. Does that
Why are they?
surprise you? The fact that you're surprised is crazy to me.
Why are the elders allowing this? So
Really? Really?
this is a whole. This is a train of
It's
thought.
just running
Listen,
thoughts. Okay, I will let you have that. Go ahead.
um, nah. So death can check Prue, but can't check Phoebe.
That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. And that's why the rest of this episode, we could just wrap it up now because none of this makes sense. 6 months? I'd have killed her too.
So what you mean? So what you telling me is when it was Inspector Davidson, if you don't stop playing these fucking games, I'm gonna take you out this mother. I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna take you. All right. This computer software motherfucker who don't do shit. We gotta wait 6 months on it. You can't even be like, hey yo, cut the shit the fuck out.
You talking about that. There's no way in hell that Piper was doing this for 6 months. There's no way how Piper is going to continue doing this. It's no. I could clearly over breakfast she's making waffles and pancakes and eggs and bacon and she gonna be like, babe, clearly death
Yeah.
has a plan for this man. You
No,
getting a full
she
spread.
she gets to that point in this episode,
Right.
but
Right.
because they dies.
There's no way that Piper was doing this for 6 months. Maybe Paige, because Paige feels bad about Cole.
No,
There's no
no,
way. There's
no,
no way
no,
that Piper
nah.
is doing this for 6 months. There's no way that Leah was doing this for 6 months.
The reason why I say no to the Paige is because Paige was right there with Piper, being like, it wasn't a demon with a gun in the alley. So what you talking about? They were all. Everybody was like, "You gotta let this motherfucker go." Anyway,
This episode just continuity wise and how heart wrenching the episode with Prue is when she deals with grief and her mom and death. There is no way that death don't pop up and
mhm.
be like, girl, you clearly don't see that I have a plan for this man and is not to be in the land of the living. What is wrong with you?
Uh, last but not least, I mean, before I get to that though, we see in what maybe a season 7 episode where Piper gets in the way of Death, and Death is like, "Oh, you think my job is easy? Do the shit yourself." So I don't understand why he not popping up here anyway.
I don't
Um,
know. Maybe the elders got him. I don't know. They don't do their job. Maybe the elders got him.
this is one of this. You know what? The Winchesters got him. You know, the Winchesters love taking out a Reaper.
They do like
Anyway,
taking out a Reaper.
Cole, you're divorced, unemployed, and invincible. You're going back to evil. You have no friends, so you can't be Nolan.
He got the evil 5 o'clock shadow, and that was when I knew that he was no longer on our side.
I don't know why this is a note, but I still love it. I miss those black and white pens. They still exist, but they're just not as prevalent as before.
Black and white pen? The
Some of
big
the,
pens?
yeah.
Ew.
Remember, this remind me of an older time. They were always shitty to write with. I don't like them as like a, as you can see, I don't like them as a pen to write with. I just, for nostalgia purposes, that's what I'm saying.
I
Um,
guess.
I know I'm not a prude, but damn, Phoebe. This is probably her being so, yeah, this is her being horny at the dinner table with Miles.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Paige is so good about being neutral. I wish she received the same grace. Hello.
I was reading my notes.
Um, Anything to
Mm,
add? Okay.
no.
Um, Now you want to check with the elders? Phoebe
I did.
is
I do have a note for that. I said, "Oh shit, he went to the elders without being asked."
Phoebe is so good at gaslighting. What do you think happened? Do you remember me beating the shit out you?
What do you think happened? You know, and that is what I use. It's such a
Abusive tactic?
no.
A
I use
manipulative
that.
tactic?
It's very manipulative. I use that as a source of getting information from my player characters when I play D&D. So, the sun has risen. It is morning time. You are the only person that has awakened. What do you see around you? Then I set these motherfuckers up.
Look at you giving away strategy on the air.
They're going to die anyway.
Um, Miles, why aren't you more concerned? But then I realize he's a man. Um,
Yeah, I mean, they look over to the chandelier, and where the chandelier falls
and where he sits, it's not really
makes
this.
no sense.
Yeah. If
But
any,
Phoebe got that good, so it don't matter. It don't matter.
your kisses kill me is a line from the promo. Um, so that's always stuck with me. But what I just realized in my last rewatch of this episode is that look between Piper and Phoebe when she looks up after she kisses him, and Piper's at the doorway in the kitchen, is looking like, see you denying it. I can see the denial all over your fucking face. You gonna act like you ain't get a premonition. You gonna act like you know you like what's supposed to happen ain't happening.
She's
Girl,
irritated, and I'm irritated for her. So there's that.
I hate that Bakara is a competent villain. He's just so smarmy. There's something about
I
his
love it.
lips that I don't trust. He reminds me of Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. And then it hit me. He is a season 5 Criminal Minds unsub. It's from season 5,
Oh.
episode 18, the backdoor pilot for the spinoff that would have starred Forrest Whitaker and Michael Kelly, our boo from House of Cards, and he's
Mm-hmm.
also in
Mm-hmm.
Lioness. So he got evil energy, man. He got bad
Which
vibes.
is why I don't believe that Cole would have made him his right hand man. First of all, he looked like he picked him up from the gutter.
You know who he reminds me of? And it's so weird. He reminds me of Cyrus Bean's second husband.
Yes.
The hoe he turned into a housewife.
Yes. Yes. But I can see Cyrus Bean doing that. I can't see Cole in all of his master manipulation not realize that this man was gonna go back and try to take I
I
mean
mean,
most demons would have done
to
that.
be fair, he does do his original task, and once it fails, he's just like, well, why do I have to go back to work? If I go back
I
to
clocked in. What's the problem?
if I go back to work, he's going to kill me for failing. So gotta
I
prepare.
mean, but wouldn't you try harder knowing? It doesn't seem very Cole esque. You want me to suspend belief that Cole would have picked it? Maybe if, again, we're back to, I think, the bad. Well, there is an overarching story here,
Mhm.
but I don't see him rolling in the same circles that Cole is in. That don't make no sense.
Um, I get that. I get that 1,000%. And also, I don't understand why you're not taking a warlock from the future seriously. Cole literally said he knows things that we don't. Also, he's a fucking warlock. I don't, yes, I understand that warlocks are lower level. They're like a threat. Was that yellow? I guess, but a threat is still a threat.
It's a
Um,
threat.
Secondly, Phoebe, you've gotten three fucking premonitions. Cole, the elders, and Leo, your sisters. Everybody is saying the same thing. Plus, you're skipping over the fact that they said you die doing this. Why are you being a raggedy, stubborn bitch?
Because she's grieving. She's grieving the loss of her marriage. She's grieving the loss of someone that she thought was she was gonna have for forever, falling into the same thing that she actively is trying to relinquish. She feels guilt that she did not get the premonitions from Cole to be able to stop his descent into hell, except she didn't mind when he was in hell, when she was sleeping with him on the hay when Prue died. But that's a whole other thesis for a whole other day. Um, and so she is trying to suspend reality to be able to appease herself in the fact that she couldn't save Cole. And so she is going to save this man, regardless of whether she's only known him for 3 weeks and this ain't love. This is just trying to be under somebody to get over somebody.
You right? Paige, why didn't you try to orb the book? I don't know. Um, y'all are underreacting. This looks like an SBU suspect's bedroom.
I
The
are we talking about when he attacks Prue with the
second
knife?
time, Piper with the knife, yeah.
With Piper knife? Okay. None of this makes sense in this episode. Miles, Max, whatever his name is, he gets shot, right? The guy, he runs up. He's now stuck in the shooting.
He's in the middle of the alleyway.
Right. The
Yeah.
guy points the gun at him and he don't do nothing. You don't duck. You don't dodge. You don't roll out the way. You just stand there
Girl,
to get one in the face and one in the chest.
did we not just see that woman, that reporter that was just like, what is that? Yo, what is that?
That is different because it wasn't, this man rolled up and went like this, like this. And you just,
You
then
know
you
what?
got Prue. I understand.
Piper?
I understand it's Piper. Sorry, Prue. We were talking about Prue a lot. Piper's coming and she pauses, it unfreezes. You don't attempt to slide out the way a little bit. You just let that thing take you in the shoulder. There's
So
a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
suspending belief in this episode.
I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast, and I'm
Uh
gonna keep
oh.
my thing brief. But when I was younger, um, I was exchanging shoes at a Payless, and there was a robbery happening at the Payless while I was exchanging the shoes. And I had my headphones on, and I wasn't paying
I feel like
attention.
you have told this story.
And I walked down like an aisle, and there's one gunman at the register pointing his gun at the cashier, and then this one gunman is pointing his gun at me. I turn the corner, I'm just like, oh, okay, and slowly back up. Look, I knew backing up wasn't going to do anything if he pulled the trigger, but at least I moved. This man just.
You are an example of, do I make jokes like this because it's who I am as a person, or is it because of the trauma that I have experienced in my life? And I know the answer for myself, but I wonder if you know the answer.
I feel like it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. Because I was always roasting people. I'm always going to roast you. And I feel like that's always been inherent. But life has not been kind. And you gotta like laugh to keep from jumping. So anyway, yeah, this looks like a SVU suspect's bedroom, and I hate it. I don't even know how your pussy got wet for this shit. He ain't got no drawers. He ain't got no fucking mirrors. All he got is bed and some freaky porno lighting. It's some bad porno lighting at that. Um,
when when I had that break with my only husband, with Mal. I see. I can't do that first husband joke because he would choke me. But and I would date other people. I was so disappointed with what is out there because like I need to go back.
yeah, I was on Threads this morning, and this girl was talking about how her husband booked her a massage, and when it was time to check out, the cashier was like, "How would you like to pay? Do you have a gift card?" And she was like, "Hold on, let me call my husband." The husband sends her the Gift card is a booking receipt. She had to pay for her own massage. And then there are other girls in the comments like commiserating with her and telling their own experiences. And Jose paid for my fencing lessons. I don't know what y'all talking about. He paid for he paid for baby and he paid for my lessons. Y'all are wilding. Can't give that up. Like, watch your mind.
Watching these women on TikTok about the wild stuff they husband do, and it like, you can't take away the fact that he don't like me from this 30-second TikTok. I absolutely can. I absolutely can. Ma'am, you could have kept that in the drafts. I don't care what else things he does nice for you.
Barely.
You need to get punched in the throat.
I know
So
you're on and off about the read, but last week's episode, so Shorty was like, "Should I leave my husband? He invited me to go dinner. He took me on a date, but didn't have the money, so I had to transfer money. I had to sell him money at the table so he could pay with his card and feel like a
I got a
man."
story for you.
I'm gonna take it off
I got a
here.
story for you. We gotta take it a story.
All right. Anyway,
um,
Phoebe is really this fucking stubborn. Kill her. Get rid of her. I don't want to see her anymore.
watching Phoebe in my old age, I am disgusted. Girl.
Paige said Bakar didn't have a gun in the alleyway, and girl, Not only are you right, that was petty as hell. I love it. I love it. Why are you guys trying to make this a bigger deal than what it is? Why are you not making it a big deal? Um, Leo, shut your bitch ass up. I feel like once you got all the tea, you should have put some more bass in your voice and check your charge. At this point, she's not just putting herself in danger, she's putting her sisters in danger. What is wrong with you?
Natalie would have shut this shit down. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you need a woman to do a man's job. Natalie would have shut this shit down.
Why didn't anybody think that Bakara would take away their power? Why would he just simply settle for the book? Why is
You
everybody
know,
drinking dumb bitch juice?
I just don't see it for this. It's just you, the amount of belief that I am expected to suspend, especially as a newly turned Paige liker. I ain't say lover, but Paige liker. We getting there.
Hmm.
Ain't no way Paige would have let this shit slide.
You were right when you were like, Paige isn't trying to rock the boat, considering what happened between her and Phoebe and Cole, right? But I think that only goes but so far.
It only goes but so far. That's the problem. It only goes but so far. And if it's coming down to you being a dumbass bitch because you can't get your head out your coochie, to me saving my own life, I don't give a fuck about you. And Paige has self preservation all the time. I don't know you hoes.
And Piper wasn't standing in Phoebe's way. She's just being honest and not taking the relationship seriously because
Who is taking this relationship seriously? No one. No one at this table. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. But mom, I love him. Get out of my face.
I love the mocking Phoebe's dance moves. They heard us complaining about the lack of sisterhood in our last episode and told us to shut the fuck up. And last but certainly not least, I've always liked Piper's delivery of I got a premonition of my own. And how would you handle the conflict
Wait,
in the
before we
sorry.
even get there. So, all season,
We are
I know
eight
we skipped
episodes in.
over, I meant all episode, I'm sorry, all episode. But before we even get there, we skipped over the fact that the third black person we saw is getting her heart cut out.
Oh, so I fast forward through Bakara's scenes when,
Okay.
as soon as we get to the witch that you're looking for, fast forward. I'm not
I
watching
just,
this.
I don't want to talk about it, but I just wanted to actively bring up that is one of the many reasons why I don't like this. But all episode, she been talking about, but mom, I love him. But mom, I love him. That man is in the morgue, chilled and iced.
And you in the room
And you
like,
talking about, I need to concentrate on me. Ooh. Turn the
in
lights
the
down.
light. Actually, it would
I
have
want to
been better.
concentrate on me.
It would have been better if she was dancing like that. She was like jumping on the next day, jumping on the next day, jump on the next day. um, yeah.
I would have been irritated as
You
Piper.
mean
I would have been so.
is this
We
any
spent days convincing you. Convincing. Well, I guess
a
it
day and a
wasn't
half?
necessarily days, right? Because they went back in time and they fixed the issue. But as the
Yeah,
viewer,
it's. I would say it's the
girl,
same. It's the same day. It's lunchtime. He's supposed to die. Then he's supposed to die at dinner time. At max, this shit is around like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when she in front the time ripple crying to my I just saw my sisters get incinerated. It's barely the next day.
and then we go back in time, so all of that technically doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So, but still, how we go from, oh, I really, really like him, I love him, to I just need to concentrate on me, man.
Um,
Now, things that you would like to change in this
Honestly, no.
episode.
That actually
Oh,
goes into my tweaks I would make because
yeah, I just
despite
said
being
that.
a, oh no, how we handle the conflict is different than
No, I
the
said
tweak.
things you'd like to change in the episode.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part.
Well, now just cut
Um,
all that out. So do your tweaks.
Anyway, despite being a charm one, being a college graduate, and having a successful career, Phoebe is determined to measure her worth by the length of her partner's penis. Yes, this woman exists, but the show is a
Not the graduate. Okay. How can we make the AKA the length of her partner's penis?
um. Wow, this is who's teaching your kids English, by the way. Um. Yes, this woman exists, but the show is supposed to be about sisterhood, love, real friendship. You know what's funny? I would literally sneak that in a paper anyway, knowing that the professor would not get it, but the TA would. And why aren't we talking about that? Phoebe said he makes her feel. That's a red flag. If you can't find happiness within yourself, you're never going to be happy. Phoebe would have died in 6 months had Future Cole not interfered, which leads to Paige and Phoebe dying. We're doing all this for fucking Miles? You risked our lives again for a man. A cornball like motherfucking Miles. I'm sorry. We literally did this in season 3. We did this in season 4. And now we're doing it again with a mid ass motherfucking human. Not even the source of all fucking evil.
I know
Girl.
we say, and
Girl.
I know that the show synopsis is about sisterhood and girlhood, but it's never been about that ever. Because when we go into that season that should not exist and we rush through 3 episodes so that Paige can get a man before we wrap this up, it's never been about sisterhood.
Hands and feet should have been thrown, but I would have settled for a come to Jesus baddie moment. Come on, you're a baddie now, believe it. Like I said, I did appreciate, I've had a premonition of my own, but there should have been a scene where Paige and Piper be like, girl, girl, now girl.
I think because we just got that, where after they vanquished Cole, they had to call on me. I would.
No.
Yeah, I
All they
think
did,
that's why we didn't get it this time.
all she did was cry, and that was different. But that's an emotional moment.
But they hugged her. They hugged her, and that's all you want to get.
If this was about sisterhood, somebody's sister would have been like, first of all, you're too good for Miles. Second of all, he's gonna die. Third of all, even if he doesn't die, you will be bored of him within a week.
You cannot tell me that this show is about sisterhood when 2 seasons ago, the man that Piper married told her, you know what? You around your sisters a little bit too much. Let's do something about that.
Mortal sisters aren't that close anyway. You a liar. You a lie.
You a lie. And
Um,
how would you know? You died in the war.
You tried in a gay
Mm,
love triangle, but whatever.
that's a whole other
Um,
story.
there are no real tweaks that can be made to this episode because
Not writing it.
you can't save a pick me. They can only save themselves.
I do think that there are tweaks. I do have tweaks, and we talked about them earlier. I think it would have been nice to bring Death back, and I think it would have not only called to her not being able to save Miles, but if they had written it well, it could have also been a callback to Piper's grief over Prue and a bridge to Phoebe's grief over losing the coal that she thought she had. It could have been written really well and really beautifully, especially as we move into the next episode where this man wants to die because he don't have the love of his life. It
Um, what was I gonna say? We touched on it briefly in this episode. After they save Miles the second time and they go to the penthouse, and Paige and Piper learn that he's marked for death, Piper's like, hey, yeah, yeah, damn. Well, shit. Can't save him now. And Paige just goes, what do you mean? Once he's marked for death, he's marked for death. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Let's wrap this shit the fuck up. You want to summon him? Yeah, they should have summoned him or whatever. And
Yeah.
they should have, I mean, it would be really weird for them to summon him in Miles's hallway, but they could have probably summoned him at the manor. And while they're arguing about it, Death pops up and says, yo, if your sister don't stop, I'm taking all three of you.
Because I'm sick of y'all shit. Or it could have been a beautiful way for him to transition versus falling off a ledge, being blown up by a demon, getting shot. Like I I understand the hem of having him die all these different ways, but it could have been a heartfelt way where death kind of takes his hand. Maybe he dies in his sleep and transitions over into another plane and Phoebe and the girls are watching him. It could have been written really well.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay. Final Destination came out 2 years prior. So I won't say that they're tapping into that per se.
But with all the other taps that we've gotten into this
Yeah.
season, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Butterfly Effect is 2004. This is definitely a Final Destination
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
inspired script, which to say isn't bad. It's just, it definitely could have worked. It would have worked if it was Paige. It definitely would have worked better if it were Paige. Like I said earlier, we did this in season three. We did this in season four. We're doing it in season five again with the same sister. It gets so monotonous and boring. And after a while, you just get frustrated. And that's where we're at because it's been 2.5 seasons of you learning the same lesson that you should have learned in season fucking three.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored. I'm tired. I'm weary. It should have been Paige. I won't say that it would have like given if it was the same exact script, with the exception being um Paige is the one no sorry. Uh Phoebe's the one on the couch and Paige is the one dating Miles. It probably still would have been a bad episode because of how it's written and structured, but at least it would have been a breath of fresh air because we're not doing the same thing with the same sister. There's so much more to Phoebe that it just gets disappointing that she just keeps getting reduced to these loser storylines.
Yeah, yeah.
She deserves better than this. We all deserve better than this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Yeah, that said, I think I'm going to just wrap this up with a 2.5 out of 10. Um, Piper side eyes because those were the highlight of the episode.
I will give it 3 out of 10 crumbling balconies.
That's fair. It was pretty awful, pretty terrible. I don't remember what we gave Feats of Clay. So on the off chance that I also gave Feats of Clay a 2.5, I'm gonna give this a 4 just to make sure because nothing will ever be worse than Feats of Clay.
No, nothing will ever be worse than Feats of Clay.
So on the off chance that this is the same rating as Feats of Clay, it's a 4. But if not, 2.5. I did start watching the next episode, and it's a Paige centric episode, so I like it already.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
a breath of fresh air. Um, I'm tired of the baby already. I'm tired of Phoebe and
Yeah,
Cole.
yeah.
Give me something new. But yeah, that's it. Follow us on Threads and Insta and uh TikTok. Like, subscribe wherever you are enjoying. Um, is there anything else?
No, I think that's it.
You know, some witches be pick me's, but most witches be hoes. Blessed
Wow.
be.
Some of those bewitches. What's it?